What do you don't know as of it?
I don't know anything about the new MacBook Pro, I guess. Yeah.
No, you
It's
didn't
very
order it yet?
It's made by Apple. That's what I know. But for the rest, is it like really new? Because like the one that was a little bit more dark gray, it's relatively new, right?
They have
2 years?
just launched a new one,
Oh,
and
that is the new one.
they went back in old design, like the early or end of 2013 model, which I still have. Um, they went back to that design, so no more stupid touch bar,
Oh
and
yeah.
like they have an HDMI port and SD port again, and it's just massively powerful. So amazing. I didn't buy it yet though. I don't know if I really need it.
Just shilling it. Okay. Did you buy Apple stock or something?
Pull. No, but I if touring starts again, I might buy that for on the road because it's just more powerful, I think, than my PC in my studio.
Mm.
So then I can, without doubt, always install all the plugins and have enough room because like the biggest one is 8 terabytes.
Okay.
So
Should
I
be
think I'm
enough.
gonna go with 4 terabytes if I buy it. But yeah,
Yeah,
Hmm.
like SSD space.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It's quite a lot. Then there's no need to be efficient about your data. Although I always think that when I buy a new computer, and then at the end, it's
Yeah,
like, it's so little useless piece of shit. Yeah.
yeah, true. Like I always think you should buy the biggest one available. But then again, 8 terabytes.
That's a lot.
I think that's mostly for video editors who have like 8K footage.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You need to edit
But
that.
especially if you think about cloud, like if I have a look at where my data is stored, it's mostly in the cloud.
True, but
I
some
don't even
things
use my.
when you're making music, you just don't wanna. It has to be
Yeah.
on your SSD drive. It's
Yeah,
faster and
yeah,
less
with libraries
computing
and stuff.
power. Yeah.
Yeah, but still, you got things like splice and stuff, right? So it's not that much. Like if you go back 10 years ago, you used to download the whole sample packs and then just only use two parts of it. But now
Yeah.
you just have those two samples.
I still
Yeah,
like to have everything because for the workflow, I gotta see. Am I the only one who sees Jobke very pixelized, or
No, I see him pixelized
he's
too.
more like an NFT, right? A
Yeah, he's like an
CryptoPunk.
NFT.
it's my
Crypto
Wi-Fi
Jopke.
thing.
Hey, we can sell you right now, dude.
Yeah.
No,
It
but
makes no sense. The joke makes no sense, but we'll get to that later probably.
no, I really like having the whole bank because it makes you flip through. What I don't like about Splice, uh, I don't like, dislike a little bit when you're just browsing through it. You're usually on the popular, you have it all organized on popular or unpopular and whatever. It makes your workflow different than when you had the whole sample bank on your computer, because
Yeah,
then you would just browse through everything, and
Mm.
now you kind of get sidetracked a little bit. Still, okay, so you can work with that, but yeah,
the search function is terrible as well. Like
Yeah.
searching for two words, you have to either put the low bar. How do you call it in English? I don't know.
yeah, the
And then
underscore.
you have to search for something actually specific. You can't really search for, or maybe I don't know about it, for two words that are in the same sentence of a sample, like you can at Google. And
Mhm.
sometimes even searching for banks, it's easier to search that bank on Google and then go to the Splice website than
Yeah,
Splice, which
true.
is a bit
But
silly.
I think it's mainly because of the naming, the names of everything. They're just like they're like coded stuff, and it's not never simple, but also understandable because if you would have like say hi hat 2 and hi hat 3 for every bank, and you would put them on your computer, yeah, FL
Yeah,
Studio wouldn't know like okay, this is this hi hat 2, and it would just then you would have to consolidate everything, and then you would need 8 terabytes.
yeah.
I think
I
the
think
biggest,
the
the big,
massive terabytes you would need just for like big libraries. Like for example, if you have
yeah.
a good piano library, it's like a couple hundred
Hmm.
gigabytes, or like just, or string libraries are huge always because of all the samples. So that's just
Like
easy.
Omnisphere and such, they are just
Mhm.
Yeah,
huge as banks.
500 gigabytes, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
500?
know.
Holy shit!
Maybe
Some are
that's
really huge
with keyscape in it. I'm not sure.
Ah,
Um,
because it's all
yeah,
sample based. It's like they have this violinist playing all these different notes on all these different lengths, and it's all wave.
yeah,
So yeah,
it's so impressive. I never understand how they do that.
no, it's impressive, and I think
Like
it's
also the coding behind it, it must be a nightmare.
yeah, I think it's the best VST software out there. I'm just throwing it in, guys. You
The
can,
Omnisphere.
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Ralph bought some stocks right before.
Oh,
I mean, there's like big string libraries, and I'm always impressed by the string
Yeah,
libraries mostly, like contact stuff. But then with samples, like you said, of the violins and stuff, just insane.
I think the biggest pitfall of platforms like Splice is what Ralph said, is that you easily limit yourself in creativity because you're kind of slave to your automation. You just go back to the easiest way, let's say,
Yeah.
to the things that you've already searched for, instead of diving into new spaces, looking for new sounds, evolving everything.
comfort is the enemy. Always is and
Comfort is
always will be.
killing.
And so you're
Yeah.
actually not limiting, you're expanding your creative or
Yeah.
your possibilities, which is usually not all. It's not ideal for creativity.
I
It's
used to
less
know
fun.
when I started FL Studio, I just effed around with like the three times OSC and TS404 and all these stuff that was native FL Studio. I didn't even know how to. Up until my first release, I didn't even know about external VSTs and all that kind of stuff. I
I'm the
didn't do
owner.
it. Yeah. Huh?
I'm the owner. You
What?
said when I started FL Studio.
Oh yeah. Oh shit.
Nice.
Zing.
Yeah. I really feel like I'm talking to two crypto punks right now. Do you have the same image? Like it's all like bit sized. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I
That
think
makes more
okay.
sense. Now the joke makes more sense. I mean, I got the joke before, but like saying something pixelized is an NFT, like that's a bit weird. Like
Well,
just
most of those famous projects are pixelized, you know, so that's why.
yeah, but it's NFT based. It's not like the picture is still a JPEG or whatever the file name is.
Yeah,
But
that's
that's why,
true.
like, that's
You
what I
see
have
it so
to.
much on Instagram, then somebody shares, "Hey, look, I just aped in or whatever," and then somebody goes, "Okay, I just made a screenshot." Oh
That's
man.
funny.
I noticed Jimmy Fallon and
Yeah,
what's the other guy's name? The rapper, the singer,
Timbaland.
Timbaland as well.
Yeah. Oh, Post Malone.
Post Malone, that was the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, also
No,
aped
dude,
in.
Yeah, but like
it's
the thing is,
insane.
with Post Malone, he didn't. He said in Dutch. I have to say this in Dutch. He said, "Ik koop hem niet. Ik post hem alone."
Wow.
Hey, kudos. Where's my
Oh,
button?
wow.
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
How do I do it?
Thumbs
Is there a thumbs up button? I don't think so. You can just put up your hand. That's the only thing you can do.
up. Cling.
Oh, it has to come from underneath.
That actually looked real. And you know what's funny?
Yeah.
In my screen, your image actually stopped for a second. So it
Yeah, me too. It
Oh.
just stuck there like.
I hope it's recorded like that because it actually looked like it was not your turn. Amazing. Amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, well.
So, guys, how Joke, have you been diving into NFTs or
No, I've been
completely
diving
left out
out
of
of
it?
it. I've been diving out of it. Like my whole Twitter feed, because I follow a lot of DJs. It's basically NFT and people retweeting other NFT artists and whatever. And for me, it's like it's just not for me. I think it's definitely a smart investment move if you choose the right stuff. But yeah, that's not really my. It's just not my thing, you know. Like I'm more I'm more interested in the creation process than the
I feel a nice bridge coming
distribution process.
towards the royalty thing.
Yeah, but I'm not also not interested in that. So like I'm rather focused in making, like, for music as well. Like, yes, I like making money, but I'm not like chasing to make money. Is not my. I tweeted the other day, like, money is fun, but chasing it is boring, because I just want to make music, and then yes, people can sell it on my behalf like a label does, and it's nice to make some money out of it. But I really don't really care
I
that much.
I
the
know that
key
you're more of a fan-based community guy, not necessarily money-minded, and that's okay because most of the artists are like that. But what about this? What if you could sell? Well, not even sell, just give away. You know, $1 or $0, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Give away a couple of tokens towards your biggest fans, and say, if you own this token, you have the rights to earn 50% of my revenue will go to you guys, just as a thank you for being my super fan.
Yeah, that's for me not really. It makes no sense actually.
But
So
now you're not making money; your fans are making money on your back.
yeah, it makes no sense to me really.
that
Like,
even goes deeper. Now that
Ralph
money you
goes one
don't give to
deeper.
your fans goes to your label. Why don't you, wouldn't you have like a cool community that would push your music because they love you and want to be invested in it, and not a label who's only interested in
that's
said money?
that's uh, that's very interesting. I agree on that one.
You gotta rethink it everything. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
it's
We
all new, and then the money is what makes it interesting. It's
yeah.
about creating possibilities, and possibilities make
Yeah.
actually go lead to actual creations,
Yeah.
which is creativity all about.
I think the way I see it now is like, what, well, let's say you guys and like Blau, for instance, are doing. That's great for the industry. As if I look at it, like you say, the whole industry is going to be rechanged. But I'm not the guy that is interested in, how it's distributed or how you make your money. I will find a way, and I'm just very much focused on the creation process. I just lose my focus a little bit when I go too much towards how is it
How
distributed.
many hours a day do you make music?
uh, 20. I sleep 4 hours and then 20 hours.
And golf. You
Yeah,
play golf.
I
that's
play
why you look all
golf.
so pixelated. You need to sleep more, man.
That's the future. That's the
Yeah,
future. Like, if someone is pixelated, he's like tired. Dude, you need to log out for a while. You've been online for too long. You get too pixelated.
that's actually fun.
The metaverse
I feel
bridge.
there's a script for a movie in here somewhere.
Just a
Yeah,
pixelized movie.
No,
yeah.
but because you're not making music all the time, it's nice to learn a little bit about something else. But maybe you're into gardening or have your own,
Golf.
I don't know
Golf.
what,
Golf
golf.
since yesterday.
Everything's okay, but
Hmm.
yeah, it doesn't hurt from time to time to dive in some of the other sides, and
True. Yeah,
not only yeah.
I think with that, of course, I agree. But I think then you have to always look for something that has some kind of your interest. And with those kind of technologies, like, I really don't find it interesting. Same with crypto. I In the beginning, like, I was looking into it a little bit, but it's just a bit boring for me or something. So it
Well,
just doesn't it
there's
doesn't float
also
my boat. It doesn't have I don't have the spark there.
there's
So then I
something a
shoot.
little bit adjacent to this, which isn't crypto, and I know Joey will tell us all about it.
Which is?
Yeah, the royalty
Oh,
exchange.
royalty exchange. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was an interesting platform. Without making any advertisement for the company, but it's an interesting concept. As in, it used to be that you, as an artist, if you needed money, um, you would sign away all your rights to a publisher, maybe
It's
get an
still
advance.
how it works.
Yeah, still how it
Yeah.
works. And maybe get an advance from that so that you can use that advance for maybe building a studio or whatever you needed it for. But you had to sign away everything for until the time that you at least got the advance
Recouped it.
back. So maybe that's more than 5 years, and otherwise it would be, well, what's it like, 3 years,
Three
regular deal?
years. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Until you recoup it.
yeah,
If you recouped it, you could, yeah, void the contract, or else you'll just be stuck.
yeah, exactly. And what the other company is doing is they sell your future revenue of your existing tracks to investors. So they let investors um, do an offer on what they think your future revenue will be with your existing tracks. So, as an example, maybe your current revenue of your existing releases has been, I don't know, 10,000 a month on just streams and those kind of things. If you were able to sell those for 5 years without losing the copyright, without signing away anything, it's still yours. Everything's still yours. You own everything. The only thing you don't own is the revenue, the money part. And you let investors do a bid on it, so you instantly get the money up front for 5 years of your revenue. So let's say if it's 10,000 a month now, and you would let them do an offer for 5 years, like logically that will be 5 times 12, right? So 60 times 10, that's 600,000 bucks that you can get up front. So not an advance or whatever, you can get it now. If you don't make it, if you don't earn 600,000, that's on them, not on you. If you make more, that's their win, because yeah, they had the risk, right?
There's the catch. I
Yeah,
was
but that's
thinking,
their risk.
yeah.
But the good thing about that
Very
is it's only about your
I think that, okay, sorry.
it's only about the existing tracks. So the future releases from now on, the one that you're going to release tomorrow and next month and blah blah, are not part of that deal. So you keep getting like a passive income from that, while at the same time you get 600,000 upfront
Yeah,
without signing away anything, which you
the
do with
problem
a
is, the
publisher.
problem there lies with the what if it's more. I think that's how many artists went. Well, like you sign a contract, you're like, oh, what's 20% of my income? That's nothing. I mean, I earn 500 euros a month. That's 100 euros a month. And then before you know it, you make millions. And then you're like, oh, wait, I made 10 million. I now need to pay them 2 million. It's that what's with that concept scares me a little bit, or like
But
that's.
that's the greed, right? Because what if it is more? The chances of it not being more is probably higher.
Yes, but that's where a lot of like I think that's where a lot of artists usually were like, "Oh shit, I wish I didn't sign that contract because now I need to pay a lot more than I thought of." It's still like,
I sold a record once, and it became a number one hit in Holland.
yeah, for how much?
500 bucks?
How much you say?
But not enough. Definitely not. No, you can, yeah, really get a lot of hangovers from such construction. But especially when you're in need of money, it's nice that it's there.
Mm,
Sometimes getting money. I mean, let's say you just had a new MacBook Pro, and it gets stolen, and your insurance doesn't want to pay out, and I don't know what the mofos cost nowadays, but might be something around 4,000 euros. Yeah, where do you get the money? It's still the biggest instrument you have. It's the one thing you really need to make music is a good computer. So yeah, then there's a way to get some money. I think it's awesome, especially for beginning producers who, yeah, need to invest in everything. And
I think that's the biggest market, you know. You have to look at it from a perspective from a starting to medium artist who doesn't make 10,000, 15,000 a show. Um, and who is struggling to make a living from his creativity. And this is just another option,
yeah,
same as NFTs and same as all the other things that are being developed right now. It's another option that grants more artists the access towards getting a financial, like making a living from their music. Um, And I think that that's one of the most beautiful things that is happening right now in a pretty rapid pace, I must say, where platforms are being developed to give artists options to make a living from their music.
I think when you're making music, the goal of making the music, and these are actually two separate things. I think that's how I think of it. The goal should never be to make money with your music, but then again, you need to make money. So, but I think the goal with music is always to create great music.
Yeah,
If you
I
can then
kind of
make
agree.
money with it, and if there's ways to make money from it, amazing.
Mm.
But it's very tricky to like, well, it's they call it sell out and do stuff against your creative thing or against what you stand for creatively to make money.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I actually agree.
as soon as I start talking about creativity and the why I make my music, Ralph always gets bored. I think
No, I don't
I get a
even.
little bit
So,
bored when when we're talking about like, oh, you should make money and like your music should make money. I think that's a wrong way of, well, if you that's why you make music, stop making, well,
no,
not
no, no.
stop
It's
music.
a wrong way to start, but it's definitely a good question to ask yourself somewhere along the way if you want to make a living from it. So I 100% agree with you that you should always remain to make music that you like, that you want to make, and not sell out on any kind of thing. But that's not the case in what I just told you. Like you don't have to sell out because you're only selling something that you've created 100% with how you wanted to create
I,
it,
yeah,
which
but
is already performing. It's just that you can do a grab of the future revenue, and if you need it now to buy that MacBook or build a decent
yeah,
studio or pay for that recording studio or whatever you need to do to improve your career, you can tap into those future royalties without signing away
money
anything.
money isn't gonna improve your career, but
Well,
there's
in some cases it is. You know, if you really have a great idea of like recording a full orchestra or whatever, someone needs to pay for that bill.
true,
You know,
true, true.
and if that track will help you to reach a new level,
Yeah,
or if you want to create a sick video or whatever with your together with your new release, someone needs to pay for that editor, for that recorder.
yeah, true.
So
No,
money,
but then it's two different things, I think, and that's why you need to make money, and as an artist, you need to make art, music,
yeah,
but don't confuse those two things. I think, and it's great to make
no,
money
true.
off your music, but keep
Kind of
your
raises the question whether or not is an artist just solely an artist. I agree with Job. I started out making music because I loved making music. I never set out to make a job out of this. Went a little bit different. I think I'm very lucky with that. But if I would have to say to everybody looking or listening, and don't set out to make this a job, you will probably not succeed, and that's perfectly fine. Just make music because you love music, and whatever comes from it,
Mhm.
it comes. And uh, furthermore, what was I trying to say again?
I also want to
No,
add, by the way,
but there's also the reality of things, and people just want to do this. People want to become soccer players. People want to become a producer, DJs, artists, whatever. And then you need to be able to also do a little bit more than only make music. There comes something more with the territory, and you got to accept that. And even though if you don't like it, you just got to do it. It's your responsibility. And yeah, you can just say, hey, I'll have somebody else do it. And then you come to the point that you give away 20% of your earnings and think, yeah, whatever, I don't care. In the end, you will care. And if you give it to somebody else, let's say a manager, that's not creativity. It's actually, yeah, money flowing out of the creative space. Whereas if you just do in your hours that you're not making music, learn about the rest that comes with territory, yeah, it actually makes sense because that will leave you room to invest, to explore, and not doing a day job, doing washing cars, or I don't know. And yeah, I think so. In the end, it kind of favors creativity.
Yeah, I think so. I think, but that's we're on the same page, I guess, because I'm just trying to say that making the money, you need to do that, and it would be amazing if you can do that on the same in the same branch and in the same space.
Mm.
Like we do. We make money making music. That's amazing. But then again, I don't think there's a because the making money part is just really something different than making the music and trying to be an artist, I think. But then again, you need to make money. So just trying to say that even if you want to deliver barbecues or work in a car wash on the side, that's also fine. Just
Yeah,
like
perfectly fine.
you
Yeah.
gotta make your
Yeah.
money somehow. You gotta pay rent. And I think what you just said is like it would be great if you can do that in the same space and with your music.
Yeah.
That's win-win.
But it's exactly that part of the industry that this is interesting for, because what I see a lot are artists who all say I want to make a living from music and I want to leave my day job or part-time job that I have, but I'm not willing to do things to make money. That's kind of contradicting, because you need to do certain things if you want to make this your business, if you want to make this your living. There will be a certain there will be a few things that will change, from when it's just a hobby. And for those people, things like this with the royalties or NFTs and stuff, I think that's a blessing from the sky.
There's also another way, and that is being really fucking good at what you do in when it comes to making music.
Sure, but
But
no
then
one's
again,
going to
that's
find
like
you. No one's
there-
going to find you if they don't know you exist.
no, true. But I think if you're really fucking good, you will reach out. Your music will reach people. But then I'm talking levels of like Michael Jackson or like
Yeah. How
Prince.
many of those do we have?
No, but that's what I mean. Like that. But I'm just saying that's another option.
Yeah, it's another option. It's just not an
And
option I would bet on.
No, I
No, but
mean,
that's
yeah.
no, but that's why some people will ban on it, and that's why there's only that few that are that good and bet on it. That's why it's so. That's why we don't see that much of it. And if you,
Hmm.
but that's just trying to say like you can become the best
I think
at what you do.
a
Things
lot of
that
people are betting on it. If I always get a little bit annoyed when I see the Instagram posts like, "See, I'm a dropout and now I do this," and then I'm like, "Okay, so you're fucking lucky, dude. Yeah,
mm.
don't be a dropout. It's about chasing
Or
your
do, but
dream
like
and."
I don't think
Uh,
there's many people taking the risk. And if you do take the risk, you got to take responsibility for it.
okay, so then don't come knocking at your government that I'm
That's what
homeless, I
no, but
can't buy
that's what
my
I
own
mean.
house, and blah blah blah. Yeah,
That's what I mean with taking responsibility for it. If you
yeah,
take
but
that choice,
that's
don't come knocking on your mom's
Yeah.
door. You want to live.
it's always a little bit different, huh? And that's the part that doesn't. Yeah, they don't do the responsibility part so often. I think it's about taking your responsibility. Stay in school. Do it. Actually, shows you have character and some spine. That hey, fuck that shit. I don't want it, but I can still do it. And yeah, and
I think
I
it's just the classic discussion always. Like this is always going to be a point where, yeah, sometimes you gotta fully send it. Like sometimes you gotta take all.
Send it.
send it.
I think
Talking
that's
to Americans lately,
Yeah.
Jay.
send it for
To
sure.
the moon.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's the thing. And I
To
also want
the
to say about
moon.
that, like getting money up front. I would just advise don't spend money you don't have. But that's maybe very Dutch of me. But
Hey,
like I
speaking of
just
Dutch,
hate spending. I hate like spending money I don't. I hate credit cards. I hate the concept of credit cards. I hate loans. But maybe that's too Dutch of me. But I think if you're gonna spend money also on a laptop, just try to get a job. Try to make that work. You don't need to. Also, you need a good computer, but you don't need a MacBook Pro of 8,000 euros.
hey, speaking of Dutch, Would you play a record in your set that has Dutch vocals on it, Jopke?
Only if it's Danny the Monk with he did a collab a couple of years, and it was terrible. I think it was with
But do you mean like a vocal as in a whole singing part or just iedereen springen?
It has the amazing vocals written by yours truly. En they say, deze raket gaat naar de maan. Boomers blijven op de aarde staan. We vullen onze zakken, kan amper staan. Deze raket gaat naar de maan. That's pretty
Oh,
cool, right?
I can see value of that. Yeah.
yeah, but that's who sang that again? Because I thought that version was pretty cool. Actually, I think you showed me it once.
Yeah. I didn't sing it because when I try to do it, my accent, we can all hear right now, it's not gonna fly.
I
So
think with vocals, if it's like a catchy and cool sounding thing, and you don't understand it, it can still be a hit.
Yeah.
Like
true.
there's a lot of Spanish hits where I don't know what they're saying, but I like them.
could say
But
anything.
the
Oh,
thing
you're
with
so
a lot of Dutch
ugly.
songs, with a
Huh?
lot of Dutch songs, they don't sound cool. But I think that one I might play because it just sounds cool, even if people don't know what it means.
Look, there's
Yeah.
the box sign.
That's not true.
Nice. But I do think that will be played,
It's
Ralph.
weird. You think like it's no, it's
Yeah.
not.
Especially
No.
if you're talking about the Dutch scene, obviously, but maybe you have a big enough brand for foreign people to accept it as well.
Well, but I would like that everybody. Sometimes it's cool. I don't. You have a lot of Swedish producers. Hey, put in some Swedish stuff. I would actually like that, and especially if
Yeah.
I then know what it would mean. Hey, also fun topic, Jobke.
Yeah,
What do you think of the new Swedish House Mafia record?
with the weekend.
Yeah.
I didn't like it that much at first, but then now I like it. I think it's a cool song, and I hope that they're gonna do a big club version of it because the melody and the groove of the piano is really cool. It reminds me a little bit of Leave the World Behind.
Have you
Yeah,
ever
me
heard
too.
the track of Julian Sabre?
Yeah,
No,
swimming places.
Yes,
what?
it's kind of
The
the
same?
same.
But
Oh,
swimming places also sounds a bit like well, not
really?
sounds a bit like, but it's inspired by Leave This World Behind. As in, it kind of has the same vibe to it.
Kind of is, yeah.
Yeah,
You do. I'm almost sure that you will know it if you listen to it.
Yeah.
Julian Chabre.
okay.
Dun,
I'll check
dun,
it out,
dun,
but I won't
dun.
play it now
Which one is
because
Yeah,
older then?
But
Julian
Swedish
Chabre.
House Mafia in general,
Huh.
That's a classic.
I just I think they stopped at one point. Maybe
Yeah,
they should, may-
I went to Sweden 3 years ago to the last tour. What the fuck?
Yeah,
maybe
I would
just
feel
like
so deceived. Like it
maybe
wasn't.
unpopular opinion. Maybe they should have called it the end. Actually, I think
I agree.
the way I remember it then was like, oh, they stopped. They're the legends, and now it's like, oh, they kind of came back, but then didn't. In like Miami, and then
You know
COVID
what I
happened.
would have liked if they
It's like
wouldn't come back with the weekend. I mean, that's a certified hit. They know how much they probably paid for it. You know, it's how it works. And
yeah. I mean, it's a good song. It's just not like
I
it's
like it too. It's nice. I heard it on the radio, and I was like, okay, cool. I like this. It wasn't as epic as their older stuff. Never know
Yeah,
if they can reach that. I hope
yeah.
so. But I would have liked that. Yeah, why come back with such a living legend like The Weeknd? Do you really need that? Why not
I
support some new guys? I mean, you're Swedish House Mafia also, and
Yeah, but they don't. They need the hits. They need those collabs to really come alive again. I think because
yeah,
I think whether you create another one, which is highly unlikely, like that kind of a hit, you really need those names to come
yeah.
back
But
up there. And
then,
then
yeah,
to add, very important, DJ Mag wise, they are one at place 136, and yours truly is at 137. So, I mean, popularity-wise, they probably need the weekend, man.
Are you
I,
saying you
I
are
emailed
comparable to
I
Swedish
emailed
House
the weekend.
Mafia? Yeah,
I
okay.
I
emailed the
think
weekend. I'm
so.
like, hey, I'm only one place lower than the guys you just collabed with. Maybe you want also collab with me. Please listen to my demo.
Collab, bro. Collab, bro.
No, but
Just
it was
DM
quite a
him.
thing. I think they're legends, and no one ever made impact on the EDM scene like them. They're the one of the best. And yeah, then kind of there's nothing to win from this point.
Yeah,
They've
no.
Yeah.
always, yeah, or they have to come back like this insane way, which I cannot like perceive
The
possible.
thing
But
is,
yeah,
it's cool that they're trying some different stuff. Like that first record, it gets better. But I think sometimes when you try cool new stuff, it doesn't work, and I think that's the case now. And it could have worked, and it would be the new one, but I think it didn't. That's why it's a bit like, yeah,
one was so freaking
Oh man.
amazing.
Still, if you listen to it now,
Yeah,
still like
Well, if you listen to it
boom.
now, I think like, oh, the mix could be no.
Like that hi-hat. Yeah.
yeah, like
Still, the mix
they,
is amazing of that song, by the way.
Dude,
Like,
that
even if you
kick
listen to it
hits
now.
you right between the legs. Like
Yep.
no
boom.
mercy. Yeah, great track. Guys, I need to go because
Same.
Ralph didn't
Yeah,
have an agenda and
Next up, on the next week's episode, the next month, the importance of an agenda as a music producer slash DJ.
the importance
and
of planning.
not if yeah, and actually using it every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
No,
tip.
my
Use
apologies.
one agenda for all your activities. That's a tip.
Adios.
Adios.
Bye.